It's Week 14 of the NFL.
And coming up next, it's the Jets, reigning league MVP. Solid performance a week ago, throwing for 3 touchdowns. It's the Jets in the pack.
The Jets ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And they're set up well inside of enemy territory. They've got a short field after that pick.
Let's go now.
Here's Breece Hall on the ground for the first time. And he's going to manage a lone yard on that drive up the gut. Tackle made by Juwan Bentley. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Dropping back to throw. Rolling left, buying some time. And he gets this forward to the 19.
You know, that's a situation. May have worked out better if he'd thrown the ball. His running ability gets him a chunk of yards, but still some work to do to get that first down.
And the Patriots in the nickel for this 3rd down call. Back to throw. Complete beyond the marker. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
They'll come up 1st and 10. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. This one's caught. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. And with 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Throwing from the gun here. Allen on the catch. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1. A gain of 3, and now they're going to be able to plan for 1st and goal.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Hall runs in for the New York touchdown. The Jets pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. Breece Hall with the touchdown. And now it's just he and 4 other running backs, the only players to ever reach 25 rushing touchdowns in a single season. With that score, he joined some great company to be in. Shaun Alexander, Priest Holmes, and a couple of Hall of Famers, LaDainian Tomlinson and Emmitt Smith. And their quarterback ready to take over once again. And it's been such an incredible season for him as we play our...
Here we go, set. 70 range, 60 Bobcat. Check.
they'll come out throwing. That's caught. It's Breece Hall. That play good for 17 on a first down.
Something out of nothing, Kate, that may as well be listed on his resume because he's so good at it. Caught that one near the line, and after that, it was all him, turning a modest pass into far more than a modest gain.
Big play to begin the drive. That's up to the 37. On first down, here comes Hall. And 2 yards is all he's going to get before he's caught. Tackle made by Juwan Bentley. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
From the 39. His quick throw knocked away, incomplete. Wanted to get that one to Mike Williams. So they're left facing 3rd and long.
That's a nice job there by the linebacker. He kind of looks like a cornerback on that, doesn't he? Perhaps those cover guys are going to have a little fun with him in practice this week because he looked like a DB right there, swatting the incompletion.
Throw on 3rd down. He's on the move. That's complete to Wilson. And he's able to move past the 45 before going out. He manages a gain of 8 there. And it's good enough for a New York first down.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
Football on that 47-yard line, first down.
Let's go. 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
Hall running between the tackles. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Buffalo 18. Cup 19. Cup 19. Dragon 60.
2nd and 12 behind the sticks. On the move, headed right. He can run it. And a solid gain gets them across the 45 before he goes out. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
That's one of those occasions when you're sitting in the pocket and you're just looking for that escape valve. And then when you get it, you get space to run, and you get a first down, that's a big bonus for the quarterback.
60 Bison. 60 Bison. Reload. Reload. Alert. Alert. Bronco switch. Bronco switch.
Hall takes it straight ahead. And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
1979 Bronco. 7 Pirates. 7 Pirates. 70 Rangers. 60 Bobcats. 60 Bobcats. Go.
Here's 2nd and 7. That throw behind his intended target.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
18 Rattler. 18 Rattler. Trap 60. Trap 60. 19 Lion. Ready.
They'll throw on 3rd and long. And that one's too far in front of them, so now they're facing 4th down.
You know, that was a play, Kate, right there where you need to buy your receivers just enough time to get open along their routes and your quarterback enough time to find and hit them with the throw. time, well, that's not what he had. O-line couldn't.
Are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And he's been more...
Ready, ready. Riggs. Warrior 70. Panther 11.
They'll throw on first. Throw left side, complete. And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. Christian Gonzalez getting there for the tackle.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
2nd and 8. Hall there to haul it in. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
Shotgun now on 3rd down. Able to get it to Moore. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. He'll throw it yet again. Able to hit Hall, complete. And he's across midfield into Patriots territory.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
The give on 2nd to Hall. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
Throwing now on 1st down. That throw finds Conklin. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
Second and 3. Forced out to his right. And he slides down with enough to pick up that first. That one ends up a gain of 6. And it'll give the Jets a first down.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
Here we go, here we go. Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Check, check.
They run. Here's Hall. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down.
Let's go. 19 Lions. Warrior 70. Panther 11. Panther 18. Pioneer.
From the 24. This is reeled in by Wilson. He's forward, gets a couple of yards. Marcus Jones ranging over for the stop.
Whole bunch of credit goes to just about everybody on that offense. Guys up front and to give the QB enough time to let that play develop. Excellent effort by that receiver to stay alive and for the quarterback to scan the field and find his completion.
60 Maverick. Buffalo 18. Ready?
To the air, 3rd and long. Throw complete to Williams. And he's going to be taken down near the 8-yard line. That's a gain of 13, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
You know, they really love that drag route because he's one of those guys that can count on not only to make the catch, but create after the catch. If they don't close on him quickly, he can add a lot of yards before someone tracks him down.
Might be trying to power this across, Brock. They've got 3 tight ends out there. It's 1st and goal.
Hey, check that, check that. Check go.
They'll run here. It's Hall. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets them 3.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
Come, Knights, Dragon 60. 19 tight, 19 tight. 79 Broncos. Ready, ready?
Throwing here on 2nd and a handful. Escapes the pocket. And they will score. Touchdown, New York! The Jets take a 2nd quarter lead. Well, we all know that he's somebody they like to have working down near the end zone, Brock, and there is so many ways they know how to use him down there.
Yeah, things are constantly different down there when you're trying to defend him, which is what makes defending him so tough, borderline impossible at times. He can make the smallest little tweaks to his route just like a receiver would, and it's a totally different animal, a nightmare for these defenses.
The home team's headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now.
Ready?
Airing it out to start this drive. As the open man downfield. And they'll have it a little shy of the 40 as he goes out. It's a gain of 29 yards. And it's good enough for a New York first down.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
Throwing with a blitz on the way. Bails out of the pocket quick. Got Williams, and it's complete. And he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. Now, just before the break, a timeout taken by the offense, and they can try for some points going into the break. The offense being led back out by its quarterback as they get geared up for their next possession. And they really leaned on that passing game in the first half, Brock. Let's see if that emphasis continues to start the third. They start the drive with Hall. And he'll get it up to the 44. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
To play running back in this league, well, you've got to have tremendous vision. We saw it twice, once to find the lane upfield, and then to get to space and break off some extra yards.
Going to the ground again on first. And they'll bring him down after a pretty short gain. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
From the 46. Conklin brings it in. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And it'll give the Jets a first down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Here's a give to Hall. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks. All right, set now, 1st and 10. They go right back to Hall. And he's brought down for a loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline and his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
Here's 2nd and 11. Getting out to his left. They're on it. That's intercepted. Jelani Tavai picks it off. And the Patriots are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season. They worked hard to have the halftime lead, Brock, but now that defense working hard to take it away.
Not wasting any time, are they? You know, they love to say about baseball, Kate, baseball's a game of adjustments. So is the NFL, and especially in the second half. You have all that data from the first half. You want to take it all in, and defensively you want to adjust exactly what they did to take the ball away there to begin.
This offense and their quarterback.
Here we go, set. 60 Maverick, Buffalo 18. Cut 19, cut 19.
Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. Has him on the quick hitter. And they'll bottle this up after a 4-yard gain. Kyle Duggar hauling him down.
I feel so bad. I really do. And I don't mean this sarcastically, Kate. I feel bad for these guys in coverage. I don't know how you defend some of these players today because they get that drag route, they get one step inside of you. Well, there's very little you can do other than make the tackle.
7 Pirates, 7 Pirates.
From the 34. Into the hands of Conklin. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
Well, that's a modest little drag route, but if you ever just need a safe, short gain on a throw, that's a go-to route to target.
60 Bobcat, 60 Bobcat. Go.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Oh, he's gonna run for it! And he wisely avoids contact, sliding down there, and that played good enough for a first. 5 yards on that play, and enough for a new set of downs.
19 Tiger, 19 Tiger. Check, Panther.
From the gun, it's Hall. And he's able to reach that midfield stripe after some solid running. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3.
Here we go, 18 Raptor, 18 Raptor. Trap 60, trap 60. 19 Lion. Hut, hut.
From midfield now. Corley reels it in. And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of it. Marcus Jones ranging over for the stop.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
Here he is to throw on 3rd and 2. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Wow, it has been such a good day offensively for the guys up front. That's actually the first sack by this defense. And now comes the real question mark. Will it lead to more, or will this offense learn a lesson and get back to the rhythm?
Set up. Panther 11, 18 Pioneer. Take go.
Pass play on 1st and 10. Has it downfield, working the left. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. And for a long time now in the NFL, going back to the 80s even, 4,000 yards has been the threshold that you gotta hit to have a truly great year. And with that last completion, he's crossed that mark for the season. Congratulations to him.
Mustang 19. 60 Maverick, 60 Maverick, Buffalo 18. Ready.
To throw it on 1st down. Hall there to haul it in. And he'll be brought down at about the 29. This game has already been a good one for him, Brock. And hey, there's still time. He could add on even more.
And you just feel his aggressive mindset all game long. As long as there's time left, he's going to want to keep on firing and turn a good performance into a great one.
Easy call for the officials there. He was offsides at the snap, and that's going to cost him. A bit jumpy across the way there, and that halves the distance ahead of him on first down.
70 Lions.
They'll run here following the penalty. And he'll get this inside the 10 to the 9. That one goes for 15, and now they're going to have first and goal. Here's Hall once more. And he's going to advance them down to the 4-yard line. It's a pickup of 5, and that brings up second and goal. They send a tight end in motion.
19 tight, go!
On second and 4. Flush down now to his left. And he carries it in for the touchdown. The Jets take a fourth-quarter lead. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist, and you got to be an artist that can create when things break down, and that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
They'll start this one out with Hall. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Offense to the line for second down.
79 Broncos. 7 Pirates.
Throwing from his own end zone. And that one's going to hit the turf.
That just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted, even on some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
Defense with an excellent opportunity at a stop here on third down.
Here we go, sack. 70 Rangers. 60 Bobcats. 60 Bobcats.
Back to throw it. They did it. He made the interception. The rookie from Ohio State takes it away. And forget the interception. He makes this a pick-6 touchdown. Getting right back to it after that interception. Putting the body on the line for his team. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got first down. So we're down to the 2-minute warning here from New York. Jets needing 4 points. New set of downs for him from the 46. Here's Hall on the give. And they make the stop. We're going to say it about the 37-yard line. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
Back to throw. That throw finds Conklin. And they bring him down around the 34. Second down now, 7 to go. Here he is to throw. Short pass caught by his tight end. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. The Jets take their first time out. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. 2 timeouts remaining and some time left to use them. It's 1st and 10. A tight end in motion now. Setting up to pass. Escapes out to the left. That's caught at the 4. And he will score and give him the lead in the final minute. So what a finish this is shaping up to be. The late touchdown here, Brock, moves them in front.
And week to week, what a pleasure it is for us to call these games. We never know what kind of game we're going to get. This one's been everything you could have wanted. And now, even though they've taken the lead, there's still enough time on that other sideline for them to go mount a response.
Timeout taken by New York. That's its 2nd. And that'll leave them with just 1 remaining in overtime. Running back sent in motion. Now he gets a shot here in overtime. Able to hit Hall, complete. And he's brought down after a short gain.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason, where one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. Catch made over the middle. And a nice gain here, but it's stopped short of the 1st.
It's what these quarterbacks are having to do more often now than ever before in football. Show off a little mobility. Get outside the pocket and find that open man.
Timeout called by the Jets. That's their final one, as they'll have none remaining in OT. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2.
Go! Check smash! Check smash! 79 Broncos! Hut, hut.
He's gonna throw this one. It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete. This one misses the tight end. So it's gonna be 4th and short.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
The Patriots come in and take the win on the road. And with overtime in their back pocket, they weren't going to lose it at the end, but they still managed to set up the field goal, and he executed the game winner. What a memorable way to win it.